wants to be king.
The other day I was at the gym and one of the young guys came in and he was bummed out about Takeoff, rapper from Migos, being canceled early. And so he told me the story about what happened and kind of giggled out loud, not because of the event, but just at the redundancy of the story. And he asked me, he's like, why do you think that's funny? And I told him, I don't think that it's funny that this happened. I think it's funny that you guys, that you and all of the people who listen to this music are continuously surprised when this happens. And then I told him a story about when I was about 20, 21 years old. I was at a dice game in a little town outside of San Antonio. And one of the guys that I grew up with lost his last $2 to, ironically, a dude that had just moved into town from Houston. And so, dice games, shit gets talked. You get your money snatched up. It's just part of the game. But because this dude was a baby brother amongst three warriors, he'd been protected. Didn't really have the structure to deal with that. So he got emotional and ran up and got his ass whooped. And that made it even worse. And so he ran to his mom's house, got a 25, and came and ended my boy's life over $2 and just a first-degree ass whooping. It really should have just been a lesson. But because of the emotionality and his lack of ability to deal with those emotions, he changed the life of a lot of people. And that was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It was a long time ago. Now, the reason why this guy carried this out was because he was emotionally weak. But another reason was that was the immersion of what has gotten out of control. That was the beginning of gangster rap. Spice One, NWA, all of these factions of gangsters were being propagated all throughout the industry. And because of who are the masters of this, it was very successful in what it did. And so the culture, where it was once, you go from the shoulders and win, lose, or draw, you take your fight, take your L, take your W, whatever it was, but you kept stepping. When this started happening, it was the same time that the war on substances was delivering these substances in abundance to our communities. Married together, it was a perfect storm of just absolute destruction in the community. And so when I hear these stories about dudes like Nipsey Hussle and Takeoff, whatever this guy's name is, I don't listen to that music. When I hear these stories, my first question is, how are they moving? And in listening to the music, I don't listen to any of this modern rap because it's all repetitive garbage. And I wanted to hear what this dude was talking about. And so I got on YouTube and pulled up a Migos song with this dude spitting his bars, and it's more of the same. It's more of the same self-fulfilling prophecy, bragging about money, bragging about hoes, bragging about guns, bragging about the willingness to exterminate somebody who looks just like you for simply looking at you because I'm real. One of the biggest differences between men and boys is evolution, is change. And one of the things that I've noticed as I've gotten older is it's virtually impossible for me to listen to the music that I once motivated myself with. When I got back from speaking at the 21 convention, when I got in the car, when I got home finally, all I wanted to listen to was Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday. I never listened to Billie Holiday a day of my life on purpose. But for whatever reason, that was calling to my soul, and it was soothing. It was soothing to listen to a woman, her sorrow, her joy, her pain, her honesty, her human emotion. Old music, old music that sounds like it should be played on a record player. But you contrast that with the WAP culture, Cardi B, all those hippos that are celebrated to get up there and flap around on the stage. When you look at the culture, that has been appropriated and has been pushed. What did you expect? What do you think's going to happen? When all of your superstars are talking about throwing away their slot machine for free and how empowering it is because they can get with this dude and that dude and all this. What did you think is going to happen? The single motherhood, the inability to raise boys into men. What do you think is going to happen when the whole culture, the celebrated culture, is garbage? It's the worst of female nature. That's what you get paid for. Being a nasty whore. That's what you get celebrated for. And on the other side is for the men, the more violent and ignorant you are, that's what you get rewarded for. When that's what you're celebrated for, when that's what's pushed forward, when that's what's propagated and paid for by the controllers of this system, what did you think was going to happen? You know, I keep hearing people whine and cry about oppression and all this, that, and the other, and all I can think about is, where is the reflection on self? You know, I told this young dude, if you are going to listen to garbage like the Migos, if you're going to deify people who celebrate criminality, if those are your kings, if those are your heroes, if those are your idols, if those are the people who influence you, just get used to losing them. And if you move like them, be prepared to meet the same end. Because when you glorify violence, when you walk and move and pretend to be a gangster, eventually you'll run into a real one. And he'll make you prove it. It's horrible what happened to this young man. But listen and look at what the culture propagates. What did you think was going to happen? And how in the hell do you think it's going to stop? There's a lot of crying about color. It's not about color. It's about culture. And American culture has gotten to be an abomination.